My name is Lori Robinson, and I live in the Lindon 4th Ward. About 12 and a half years ago, we had just put our youngest son in the MTC the week before, and that morning we had had two of our young single married children that had been living with us had left, one for graduate school and one for an internship. And I was walking around my house feeling that it was very lonesome and very quiet, and wondered what I was going to do to fill my time. Because suddenly, I had been a mother for so many years, and I knew I needed to have something to fill my time with. And my telephone rang, and I answered the phone, and the voice on the other end said, "Sister Robinson, this is President Cole from the Mount Timpanogos Temple Presidency. Your name has been turned in as someone that might be willing to come and serve in the temple." I said I would love to, but it came as such a shock because I had not asked to be a temple worker. It just felt like a phone call from the Lord saying, "Let me give you something good to do with your time." And serving in the temple has been one of the sweetest experiences I have ever had. I have found learning and growth and love and friendship. I just knew that the Lord was aware of me. And then the second experience happened just a few months ago. I had a nephew that had passed away in 2023, and he was my brother's only son. And my brother had passed away 24 years ago. And this nephew had never been baptized. And I knew it was going to be very hard to get permission from his mother in order to do his temple work. But I had been receiving a prompting for a year that I needed to do that. So my sisters and I had joined together with our families and our children and our grandchildren, and we had just united our faith and prayers that his mother's heart would be softened and that she would allow us to do this work. We fasted 1 month, and then we fasted again another month because I didn't have the courage to call and talk with her. And in April, I was listening to the Sunday afternoon session of General Conference and could hardly listen to what the apostles were saying because the Spirit was speaking so loudly, saying, "You need to call as soon as conference is over." So I did. We finished conference, and I said to my husband, "I'm supposed to call Ronnie today." We knelt in prayer and just prayed for courage for me, that I would say the right thing, and that her heart would be soft, and that she would allow us to do his work. And so I called, and she said yes. So that was it was just so exciting. And we gathered as a family in June. My sister and her husband from California came, and my other sister from St. George and her husband came, and we tried to include as many of us as we could to do this. I have 2 grandsons that are old enough to do baptisms and confirmations in the temple. So one of them did the baptism and the other one did the confirmation, and my husband was able to perform those ordinances. And then we let one brother-in-law do the initiatory and another brother-in-law do the endowment. And it was just such a joyful day. In his house, I feel joy, and most importantly, I feel the love of the Savior.